Good afternoon, CFM. This is Coach Matt with our Wednesday workout. Let's begin with 3 minutes of your choice warm-up pace cardio. And I got a lot of wrist and forearm and shoulder stuff to warm up because we're going to be doing some hanging and carrying today. So we're going to prep all of the hands and arm extremities today for that. So start off with 30 seconds of wrist and forearm stretches. Make sure you go both directions. So flex the wrist, extend the wrist, all the fingers, work those out. If you want to do it on the floor or on the wall, that's also fine, but make sure all those muscles, tendons, and all the bones get all nice and warmed up before we do that. Then we'll go to monkey hang. So 30 seconds of a monkey hang. If you want to throw in some hip taps, that's great too. All right, get 30 seconds of tension on the monkey hang. Next one to the ground. We're gonna do a little combo because we're gonna do some push-ups in the workout today. So scorpion stretch, left, right, brace and push up, and then do that sequence 5 times. Left, right, brace and push up. Okay. Child pose arm raises. These are really tough, right? Especially if you're like me and you don't have wonderful shoulder mobility. But this is one of the ways that we teach the shoulders to engage at end range, right? So I get into my child pose position and I'll try to raise my arm off the ground. I can only move it like an inch, and that's okay. Same thing on the other side. Raise that arm off the ground. I can only raise it like an inch, and that's okay. Maybe Coach Jenna can do more than that because she's got freakishly awesome shoulder mobility. The rest of us really have to fight to make that happen, but that's good because we're teaching those shoulder stability muscles to be engaged when I'm in the overhead position and I'm trying to stabilize my shoulder at the end range of motion, okay? Let's see, last one, pigeon taps. So this is for hips. I am trying to get into a good pigeon position. So try to get the outside of whichever leg is forward. Try to get that close to the ground when you do the alternating pigeon taps like that. Okay, so make sure you're not just like getting your knee straight up underneath you like this, but roll that leg over, right? And try to get that opposite side hip to roll towards the ground, and you'll get a really good stretch in the glutes every rep you do that, okay? So for the workout, all you really need is your farmer carry. Your bikes will be out in the middle, and then whatever you need for the L hang. So that may be a bench underneath the bar or an adjustable pull-up bar so that you can have your feet supported. But we're gonna score these, and I'll explain how to do that in just a second. But it's a 20-minute AMRAP. We're gonna begin with a 200-meter farmer carry. So I've got my 2 heavy objects, and I'm carrying out to the corner and back. Shoot for 1 or 2 breaks at the most, okay? So whatever weight will prevent you from doing the whole thing unbroken, but not cause you to have to rest every like 15 steps. So if you take more than 2 breaks, then you can go down in weight on the farmer's carry. Dumbbells are a little bit more challenging than kettlebells because of the weight inside of your hand tries to roll out. So a 60-pound dumbbell is harder than a 60-pound kettlebell, or 55-pound dumbbell is harder than a 53-pound kettlebell, right? Next one is when you come in from that, you're gonna be individually and using the clock on the bike 1 minute for calories, right? And you're gonna score that as calories. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, on the farmer carry, when you get back from the farmer carry, you score that as 20 points. When you finish your bike, you score your bike as calories. The next one is a duration of L hang. So you're gonna pick a specific position and you're gonna hold it as many seconds as you can just looking at the red clock. So if I can get into this position and I'm holding this L hang and I can get like 17 seconds in that position, that's great. I want one position, not multiple positions today, but hold that as long as you can. And when you drop off the bar or when your legs go below parallel, then we're done with that position and you count that number of seconds. And then the next one is just gonna be push-ups. So the push-ups today is gonna be for max reps, but it's gonna be max continuous reps. So in other words, I'm doing push-ups, doing push-ups, doing push-ups, and when I can no longer do push-ups, my set is over and I must move on. So I don't want you to rest at the top. I don't want you to rest at the bottom. I don't want you to rest anywhere, right? It needs to be continuous motion for this set of max reps, and that's gonna limit you to a certain amount when you get tired specifically. You'll probably get 1 big set at the beginning, and then after that, the other sets will look much, much smaller, but count the total reps that you did. Again, if you break movement, that's the end of the set. okay? So set up your scaling on that appropriately, right? If you need a band across the rig or an elevated object like a adjustable pull-up bar or a bench or a box or something, that's totally fine. I would like for everyone to shoot for somewhere in the high teens to mid 20s on the first set, and then it's totally fine if that drops significantly lower in the later sets. Don't mess with it too much unless you can't get any at all, right? So think if it's above low single digits, that's probably a good amount. You should feel a lot of stress and fatigue build up in the muscles as you go through those last few sets, all right? 20-minute AMRAP, working through those things. This one should be challenging, but not necessarily in like a high heart rate other than that 1 minute max calorie bike. Everything else you should be able to stop, write down your score, go to the next exercise, but you're all on a 20-minute clock, so you're gonna need to hustle a little bit in order to get all those things in an appropriate amount, okay? That's it for this Wednesday. I'll see you guys on Thursday. Have a great one.